All right, well, we are headed to a deciding Game 3 in one of the most thrilling series of the event. But first, here's Casey with a coach interview.
No change of shirts. It's actually just completely dried out. We'll cast in any conditions, Casey. We're like postmen in that regard. But I just want to say, Dota is such a wonderful game, and what truly makes it great is the people. It's the people in this competition, in the booth, the homeless man behind the wall behind me. Whatever it is, that's what makes Dota the best esports in the world. Let's get hyped for Game 3 of Mineski versus Team Secret.
Oh, this is quickly becoming a classic.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't go into this series thinking it was going to be a classic.
Dude, I didn't either. I'm going to be 100% real with the audience. I thought this was going to be a stomp. I genuinely thought Mineski, I was like, all right, like, what am I going to do with all this time I have?
You barely managed to beat Na'Vi. Team Secret barely lost to EG. Transitive Property says Team Secret's going to blow you out.
Yeah, you're going to get
water.
work. But that's what makes TI, oh, it's the best.
It's the best.
There's nothing else like it. This needs, 100 TIs. Just keep it coming.
TIs every day.
Oh,
every day of the year.
Me and my kid are going to be watching TI one day. Oh, it's going to be wonderful.
Okay. We started off this series.
They just high-fived.
As we implied. Oh, that's cute. As we implied, we thought Secret was going to beat Mineski. And we started off that series introing saying, hey, this is a David versus Goliath matchup, and no better time for TI for you to be David and slay the giant.
Yes.
And now, after Game 1 should have gone the way of Mineski, now, after they do manage to clinch Game 2, is Mineski the Goliath? Is Secret the David all along?
I will say that Mineski, in this two-game series that we've seen so far, they've been the better team for about 95% of the series.
Yes.
And the fact that it's 1-1, if you're Mineski and you end up losing this best of 3, it'll haunt you forever. This would have been one of the greatest what could have been situations. And for Secret, you'll take those wins.
Oh, yeah.
You will take that Game 1 and you'll say, we got away with it, and maybe this is the wake-up call that they need, that they're not invincible, that they can't overlook anybody. Such a big game for both teams.
And that's what I love about Dota, is all the emotions that go into it. We heard Sunbeam. What do you guys, what's the mood in the booth? Everybody expected to hear,
it's good.
It's solemn, we're good, we're calm, we're laughing about it. We're gonna get this Game 3. No, we're angry.
Yeah.
We're pissed off. We're Team Secret, goddammit, and we're supposed to be beating Mineski. And we're gonna see how that anger translates into the game and how they're able to make their way through this laning phase, as we have Moon versus Mid1 in the mid lane, Death Prophet versus Tiny. Certainly an opportunity for Mid1 to take his aggression out on the Mineski players with this kind of tempo mid.
This is where star performances are born. We can forget the other two games. The fans can forgive your other two performances if you clutch it out in this game number 3 as this Tiny. I feel like I'm just, I'm beating a dead horse, but at this point, Mid1, you have to show up. He got out damage dealt by a Rubik last game. Yapzor almost carried that game for his team. It doesn't matter though, you only need one to look good.
KP is going to be playing the Ogre. Core Ogre at top lane with Raging Potato, babysitting him on the Shadow Shaman, Nisha Faceless Void. This time, he's going to be the one trying to get all the clutch Chronospheres instead of Nico Baby. And they're running it with an Omni Knight as well. Looking to shore up their team fight as much as possible. That's what it really looks like to me. Mineski, meanwhile, fast-paced lineup with plenty of push power.
Yeah, and I actually really like Secret's draft. I think that they have the late game. They have really strong heroes at just running at you. I could very easily see them just take a lead and never let it go. Because I feel like when it comes to the 5-on-5 team fights, if they can get the jump on this DP, there's no real save for her.
Yeah, that is very scary. She does have great frontliners in her two cores of the Wraith King and the Ogre, but if Secret get around those heroes, if they get on top of Moon.
And so far in this mid lane, relatively even, but Moon has outplayed mid one. But this could be it, Cap. I can't stress that enough. All it takes is one game. History only remembers the winners.
That's true. 14-6, 12-4 so far. Team Secret are walking away from the laning phase with a pretty good CS lead between two of their cores. The Faceless Void, though, is having a rough one. 4-1 right now, really being shut down by this aggro dual lane from Mineski.
Yeah, and this is a great situation for the Ogre. You can trade easily. Secret have two different heroes, Cap, that are meant to just win one-on-one fights.
Yeah.
And this is not the case right now, as the Ogre can bully you out, the Shaman can go toe-to-toe with the Elder Titan. You can see that Raging Potato is actually using Puppy's creeps to farm up the neutrals.
And Puppy, he's trying to do something about it. They're going to man fight a little bit, but one last shot. Faithful, can it stop the damage? It's not enough. Raging Potato gets the first blood. His life will be traded away very likely here, as he cannot run far enough.
He thought about throwing out the Fire Blast, but doesn't think it's worth it for the mana, and he would be completely correct. The trade-off, though, is that the Omni Knight at bottom, this hero just seems to win lane after lane. It's so hard to deal with him when you have this low damage support 5, and you have no way to immediately burst him from the get-go. I think if you can't set the line immediately, this lane just completely goes in Omni Knight's favor at some point.
It's also a lot about the Heavenly Grace Dispel, right? Like, once the enemy team has picked up their 5 position, Aven has an ability that you can kind of deal with, like the Cold Feet, for example, or this Ray Fire Blast, the damage over time that happens. You're going to be able to purge most of that off, get yourself a heal, and it's left. The attacks never even happened. Raging Potato, 5-minute bounty runes are about to spawn. That's why Yapzor and Puppy are both here. KP, though, pulling some of the creeps with him. He wants to challenge. Raging Potato's going to walk back with him. 2 versus 2 over the bounty runes. How's Puppy going to take this one? He's going to try and go for the stomp.
No, he's going to take way too much damage for it. No, he's actually going to go for it in
stomp. Misses. KP. Telekinesis is in. Mid one's actually going to be able to grab the bounty rune as he shows up with the bottle, and Zai actually manages to get the other side. So that's going to be 3 for Team Secret. Mineski were the ones who actually had the better bounty rune control the entire time last game, and I think the game prior.
And that's going to give them a little bit of a gold lead. Pretty negligible, though, at 5 minutes. And we've seen what these two teams look like. It's one of those interesting situations where you never know how somebody's going to match up. Maybe Mineski just matches up really well against Secret, and that's why we have the sort of series that we're having right now.
Zai, level 5 already. We've seen the power of this Omni Knight before, and this kind of like very aggressive lineup of Mineski, like being repelled by an Omni Knight, just being frustrated, not being able to get that kill that you started off on. That's certainly going to cause a lot of issues for Mineski.
Yeah, it's similar to game number 1 where Mineski, in fact, had the Omni Knight. They just weren't able to bully him out. If you can't do it from the get-go, your odds just decrease so dramatically.
But that's where that Ancient Apparition Ice Blast has to come in clutch, right?
Yeah, but you can just get pipe, I feel like, on Omni.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you would do as on the off lane?
Oh yeah, absolutely. This kind of game?
Yeah, you just get pipe and all of a sudden it's the same situation because they have so much magic damage.
KP going to be pulled back potentially into his doom here, but he's so damn tanky.
Let me tell you,
Bottom lane instead, that's maybe the offlaner that dies. This time the Cold Feet does actually latch.
It's so funny that you see Omni Knight die and you watch an Ogre just kind of walk it off.
Yep. The chain stones are good enough for Mineski, and with these skeletons pushing in, also just tanking up the tower shots, that's going to lift the siege wagon and do tons of damage.
This is the same rotation he made last game, and this is a big rotation for them.
And they're going to try and rush a defense here from Zai, but he's going to TP in. He's going to be in trouble here. Have the Grace on him is going to slow down a lot of these disables.
But they're protecting the catapult, and that's what's important. That's why mid one's also come in for this. Last game, he didn't make this defense, this game, I think they understand how important this tower is.
The Siege Wagon dies, and the Tier 1 tower does not fall. Moon could have used Exorcism to finish off that tower when he first showed up, but he thought the Siege Wagon was good enough. He thought it was free.
And that's Secret. They're a veteran team, Cap. They're making those adjustments. They realize Moon's play. I think he was anticipating that top push, but because so many teams are doing it, he's just sort of going for the play that Secret doesn't expect. No one's really assaulted Secret's offlane tower before like that.
Especially once you give, like, Zai has a good lane, but a rotation like that shuts him down. If they caught him again that second time when he TP'd under tower.
Oh, that ruins this game, and they might even go for it here.
They may try. Moon's gonna show up, hits him with the nuke. Looking to be able to slow him down with the Spirit Siphon. Zai, the Heavenly Grace, protecting him a bit right now, but Nico Baby has another round of stuns coming in. Crit form not gonna be good enough, and they don't want to dive the tower. Mineski, this is what we're talking about in trying to go for these kills and not quite getting it, getting the kill.
Look at this tempo. Look at this tempo.
Oh,
they're gonna TP top and just go for it right after. And this is how you alleviate pressure from this bottom lane for Nico Baby. If you can't do it in one lane, do it in another.
Can Zai get there in time? He's just about to get back to the base. He's gonna have a TP scroll soon. He's just gonna be stunned up, fire blasted. They do have the hack. That's gonna be enough to be able to get the kill onto Nisha, and this exorcism will be used to bring down a tower.
They're outpacing them right now.
Yeah.
The series, they're thinking 2 steps ahead, and Secret, their focus is on that bottom lane, but suddenly there's somebody top, and you don't even really want to dive this Wraith King because you know he's got ulti, he's got stick charges. If they could take the tower, and this would be such a huge boon for them.
Dire's top tower has some radiant shit.
Part of the reason
was used though by the DP.
Yeah.
If you're looking for radiant,
and that's going to be an opportunity, right? Team Secret, they're not going to be as cooldown dependent early game because their mid is a Tiny, who's always going to be ready to fight.
Yeah. But they don't want to trade this Cap.
They do
this
not.
Tower is still healthy enough that you can bring heroes in and try to defend, and it would extend your game so hard, but they might have no choice. This might be a little bit too late.
And that means that core rotation from KP kind of hurts them, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Now you've got 2 cores on the same side of the map.
So that's a win for Secret.
It's funny how in Dota you can have these little wins and losses without a hero kill actually happening, just purely due to things like positioning and rotations. 10-minute bounty runes are coming up though, and we're gonna see who out-positions the other. We've got Ninja Boogie. He's gonna join them for this fight at bottom, but if he dies right away, Mid-1 knows he's here. He's trying to hide right now, but unfortunately he's gonna be found. The Avalanche Toss is gonna be quite enough. The Purification will get the kill. That means they have to give up in these 2 bounty runes, which puts pressure on Mineski to make the play top lane.
Oh, they're gonna get all 4 of them, Cap.
Good stop, Nisha. He's gonna run to the other side. 4 bounties for Secret.
That's massive. Even though they're leading in kills, 3-2.
Yeah, they've gotten over 1,500 extra gold off the bounties on Team Secret's side.
That's the difference itself.
Yeah.
AI Splash. And try to defend this mid tower. Gap Store.
Stealing Bloodlust. Good play. With the Siege Wagon hitting the tower, that's a few extra shots. Pulling the hard camp here. The Siege Wagon is up there. That means it's going to be a little bit delayed in its push forward. I wonder if Mineski are going to try and make a play towards the top lane, or if we're just going to see them continue to farm up. Surely a more passive game is that to the favor of Team Secret because they have this Void. Oh, they're actually going to go for the kill on his eye. The Ice Blast is there. Nico Baby holding on to that Raid Fire Blast. Tries to get a crit. Whiffs, die, does manage to juke into the trees. They're going to spot him one more time down to the head of the Grace on. They do have the cold feet that they're trying to chain the stuns here. The Purification going out, and oh man, that status resistance just lets him do so much, but it looks like Nico Baby may just hit too hard. He's got a little bit of mana to be able to work with. Zai's trying to juke into the trees right now. Nico Baby gives up. Zai jukes it away and gets out by just the skin of his teeth.
And he is indeed going for the pipe. I feel like there's no better item choice for him at this point. I think what both teams have learned about it is it comes down to the team fights. A lot of the times in these matches, we just see one team rolls over another in the laning phase. But for these 2 teams, I mean, they know what the mid and the late game look like. Raging Potato likely to go down here. There's 2 cores up here, but in fact, they actually just retreat for it fully.
They don't actually actually have any aggressive vision on that side of the maps. Maybe Secret just feeling like because they don't have vision of the tier 1 tower, the shrine, they don't know if these TP rotations are coming. We know that Mineski is actually playing a little bit more passive, maybe in part because of the hand of Midas that they have on the Wraith King, here. But the smoke up with Moon, they can play with that core. They're going to try and slow down Yasuo here, get him chain stunned. That's a kill. Is that a tower, though?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, big one here. They're going to be able to catch the Ancient Apparition to pick off Flat. That could mean more. Ninja Boogie dies, but the Exorcism being used.
I like them to drop the wards here.
They are going to drop wards. They're going to be able to get vision of these who actually teleport in and can get chain stun. They do have the shackles. Where's the follow-up? The Fire Blast actually used on the Omni Knight. They just don't have Moon here to get the real damage. A 3-man silence. That's going to be a lot. With the Ray Fire Blast, under Tiny, mid one down to half health already. Tower's taking up some damage as well, but Team Secret, they're healthy enough. They're going to go for the Sphere now into the Death Prophet, trying to nuke him down with an 8 toss up into the air. They're going to be able to finish off Moon. A good stop comes out from Puppy as well. They're going to focus on KP. He's dead. Ice Blast on his way. Nico Baby on his first life is about to fall, and all of Secret very healthy, certainly healthy enough to bring down Nico Baby a second time. Team Secret hold their mid tower and repel Mineski.
And they might even grab it themselves. The wards, the last of them about to fall. 4 heroes up here. Zai, you can see that he's just too strong of a force to be reckoned with at this point in the game. He allows Nisha to get in and out of those fights so cleanly. Mineski's lineup, in fact, feels a little bit greedy. AA as a support, you're so ulti reliant that you can't really quite get in there, whereas in the backline, Puppy just kept throwing out stomp after stomp. It's a different beast entirely.
Their game's certainly a lot easier in some ways, right? With this mid-one Tiny making these plays. You saw the way they just, Zai is forced to be fire blasted there. Otherwise, he would have saved Nisha.
The teamfight positioning feels really rough right there for Mineski as well. It didn't really feel like they were half committing.
If Moon was able to actually follow up that Shadow Shaman play, get the silence onto the Omni Knight, then maybe KP is able to fire blast down Nisha. There's no Chronosphere, and the fight looks a lot different.
And they just have so many tanky boys on the side of Secret. They've got 4 melee strength heroes, or 3, and a Void.
They do have the rotation coming in from the Shadow Shaman, so if he comes back, but they're spotted by the illusion. Nisha does deny the mid tower.
I don't really know what their solution is right now for Zai.
Yeah.
It feels like this is going to be an uphill battle for Mineski. They just need more farm right now, and speaking of greedy, their Ogre's going to go for a Hand of Midas. Their Red King has a Hand of Midas. Their 2 supports are a little bit greedy. You're going to run into Zai here, who gets trapped for the time being. Phase boots his way through.
The last little bit of nukes, but it's not good enough. Zai, the Ice Blast wears off.
Hey, he's further proving that point for me.
Yeah. I mean, he picked up the bounty rune too, by the way.
They use so much to try to grab him, but the status resistance in a game like this feels so valued. Now, mid one, he's got a fully completed Ags right now, Cap. He has...
We're seeing this Aghanim Scepter being picked up faster and faster for these Tinies. Can you explain some of that?
I just feel like it's a value item for Tiny. It makes you a teamfight beast. It solves a lot of your issues where, you know, oftentimes Tiny, he falls off because you have to go into melee range. And if you can't burst people down immediately, you just get kited. Well, this item makes it so it's really hard to kite.
Nice blast, just poking at him. Gets a little vision, sees what Secret's up to. They're going to stick around for this tier 2 push. If they're backing up, that means the push at top lane from Mineski should be retreated as well.
Yeah, I will say in the previous 2 games, Mineski had quite a bit of a lead going into this phase of the game.
Yeah.
I don't know what the game looks like when Secret finally has a post-laning phase lead.
There's something I want to talk about, though. This Wraith King, right? Traditionally, in many, many patches of the past, Wraith King is considered a early to mid-game carry.
Yes.
And with the Death Prophet, we're looking at, you know, trying to push down towers by 20 minutes, go high ground by 25, 30. A lot has changed for both of these heroes, particularly the Wraith King. We've seen a lot of these Hand of Midas Radiance build. Hector, especially from Infamous, has shown that Wraith King is no slouch late king. You can really push this hero to the limits. Is this just about, what is it about? It's about the Aghanim Scepter? Is it about talent changes? What is it?
I just feel like this hero is good against the other cores. Like, you never feel bad about having him frontline for you either. A lot of times in Dota, you saw in the game that we saw that just happened, when the Void goes in and he gets bursted down, you mess up the team fight, suddenly you've lost.
Yeah.
In this position, he's so forgiving to play.
So it's about ease of execution,
Yes.
and at TI, there's nothing more important, right?
He's so easy to work around. He dies once, you don't even feel that bad because it gives your team time to reposition themselves, whereas the enemy still has to clump around. The fact that the Wraith King, you've got to kill him twice.
Yeah.
It means that there's no mess-ups.
Well, there's that Aghanim Scepter from mid one, pummeling KP with trees, and now is going to get the tier 2 bottom tower.
If you build a BKB, you always have time to get the BKB.
Yeah,
Radiant's bottom
that's true.
tower is falling.
Aghanim Scepter, usually we've been seeing Echo Saber into Aghanim Scepter. Here, mid one's going to go the other way around. I also think Aghanim's is a great farming tool. It's a real low cooldown, and you can just kind of freely use it in fights.
Oh, look at this, 20 minutes
Push
in.
down lanes.
18 minutes. They're just kind of going for it right now. They've dealt good amount of damage to this tower. Mid one is, we said, give us a star-making performance, bail your team out. So far, so good. 7 out of your 8 kills.
Hex, Raging Potato, I think he knows he's been caught, and he's just trying to stall things as much as possible so his Serpent Ward can actually get the kill on the tower, but sadly there's a glyph, and the glyph now, especially with the multi-shot, it's so good at clearing out the creeps and defending.
Yeah, now this is just going to be food instead for Secret as they clear up all but one of those, I think.
Radiance
more
for
farm.
Moon. Death Prophet's another hero that can go late game a little bit better. The new Aghanim Scepter that was introduced for the hero, that's core item.
The scary part for Mineski is, I don't know at what point in the game they're going to win this.
Yeah. I mean, if they're not winning it already, right?
Yeah, it feels a little bit scary right now.
Ninja Boogie.
I don't know if this is like an issue of pace.
Yeah.
I felt like previously they had heroes that could just run at you, and
Yeah.
Moon had some sort of hero that could just collapse on the side lanes. You could set a tempo, but in this game it sort of feels like he has to be passive with his DP. It feels like they've gone a little bit away from the principles that led them to success in game number 1 and game number 2. And so now it becomes much more about this Wraith King. Like in the previous game where Nisha had to be the main hero, I think Nico Baby, so much rides on their shoulders.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
20-minute bounty. It's mid one, free to push out bottom lane with his volley, take control of those. Mineski, are they going to invade, or are they going to try and get more than just this one? And it seems they're willing to concede all map control to Team Secret right now. They just know they're weaker than them. They have to ride the line. They have to rely on their carry. A man they brought in late into the DPC season, this Radiance. Can Nico Baby change the fate of Mineski right now?
The good news for him is that he is good against the cores of Secret. This is from the Omni Knight.
Yeah.
Of course, he's going to always be able to survive out the chrono. And more importantly, he doesn't get bursted by the timing. Both upsides for his hero. The only downside is that he's going to need help. If it means that he, the chrono doesn't do anything for him, Nisha's just going to say, I'm not going to chrono you, I'm going to chrono Moon every single time.
Yeah.
And that makes Moon's game so hard to play.
Is that why he's not, he hasn't actually queued up the Aghanim Scepter, which everyone goes down to the Eul Scepter. Does he need, an early Aeon disc? Yeah. That's
feels so bad.
Terrible.
I feel like you go Axe, and then you can give the Aeon disc.
You just have to do it.
I'd sort of maybe even get the Shivas first.
Before the Aeon disc?
Yeah, I'd be okay with that, but I do think you need an Aeon at some point in.
Oh, he goes Blink instead.
Maybe he just wants to fight. They're going to get the Radiance timing, and maybe they just want to run it Secret. That's how they want to come back into this game, rather than pure farming.
I mean, the AoE silence can come in really clutch here against this Omni Knight, right? Because you always know the Omni Knight's going to be running forward to protect mid one, or to protect Nisha, who's been initiated on.
It's very good against the Faceless Void.
Yeah.
Nisha already has a BKB. That's so scary.
Means the silence is going to be very ineffective against him.
It also means that he's always going to get chrono off.
Yeah.
Which is pretty disastrous for Mineski.
Pretty much the only one who can stop that outcome is Raging Potato. And I just don't see him getting lasting shackles in these fights. He does have the lens, though.
He feels like he's paper.
Yeah.
And I would say that Mineski would be alright, but this Omni Knight, I've been saying it from the beginning of the game, it might just prove to be too much. Gonna walk up the hill, but they don't have their Death Prophet here. Secret fighting on Shrine, they've got the numbers advantage. The pipe has been used almost immediately. I mean, he ends any thoughts of aggression.
He just doesn't care about you. Raging Potato does manage to get the Hex off there, so the Avalanche, the Ice Blast is coming in. They do manage to get the Guardian Angel. That will help protect mid-one. Here comes the Raptors, but it doesn't actually nail a whole lot. That's going to be the Ogre going down. Nico Baby still going to focus on mid-one because they have the freeze. Mid-one's actually going to be fine here. Now we have the exorcism out. Yaptor does manage to force down to low ground. Move, pursuing, trying to get another Spirit's up, and this time on mid-one. Can they actually take down this Tiny? Well, they've already lost most of their support. Chronosphere catching them just on the side. Mid-one tries to get away up the tree ball. And now the Death Prophet's dead. Nico Baby comes back with his second life, slowed down, and this is going to be the second team fight.
Now he's gonna die.
It's Team Secret absolutely outclassed Mineski and almost wiped them.
And Zai's still chasing. He wants the full team wipe. They're gonna extend their lead 7K. The Blink Dagger, I feel like, just doesn't really do anything for you. It helps you evade some situations, but and what they want to do is get on top, and I would agree if the Void didn't have such a fast BKB, and if you weren't playing against Heavenly Grace. You fulfill those two conditions, maybe you're alright. But as it stands, and they're trying to do what they did last game, which is take these mid-game fights, push in for the towers, but you know, they don't have the firepower, they don't have the heroes.
Yeah. You see that team fight again. They thought they just had the burst damage, but a fast Guardian Angel coming out from the side was so key. It slows down the damage that Nico Baby was putting on mid-one, and then he just doesn't get enough. The Ice Blast wears out about right now.
Yeah, if mid-one dies in that position, maybe the Void doesn't have enough damage, because he only has a Maelstrom.
I mean, the Yapster just barely died there. He almost got the tiniest, but Nisha being able to get that Chronosphere, he held it for so long too. He read that the fight was going to go their way without it. He only used it once mid-one really, Mood really committed to that fight. There's now a Mjolnir for Ninja. Mineski.
There's his damage.
Twice now they've been repelled by Team Secret. At some point in time, you're going to have to start thinking about an exit plan, a plan B. What are you going to do with this game threatening to go late?
Yeah, plus I feel like in the previous two games, Mineski had the vision advantage every single time. They de-warded so many different wards. In this game, that top ward saw them coming the entire time, so they knew to be set up for the fight. Small mistake is Secret did not end up denying that top tower, which only had 20 HP. This is going to secure them 2 bounty rooms. I mean, they haven't gone 2 bounty rooms in such a long time. Moon's going to go for the plate mail and the Ags, both items that I advocated for. I wanted to see the Ags first into the Shivas, but he opts to go for the plate mail.
Yeah. Just a little bit of help. I mean, it is a lot of physical damage.
Yeah, I like the casual plate mail.
Yeah, with the volley build coming out from mid-one, like he actually has to worry about the physical damage coming from the Tiny, not from the Faceless Void. Because Void's got a very magic damage heavy build. Mjolnir and his bashes, that's most of his damage right now.
Very true, Cap.
5 to 14, a 7,000 net worth lead for Team Secret. We have not seen them had this kind of lead once in this series. It's only until this game 3 they get mad, and they are just not letting Mineski get any openings here.
One thing though, throughout the season when Secret has any sort of lead, they just sort of go for it. They take fights non-stop, but I think they've sort of developed like this mutual respect. Secret is saying like, Mineski, you're a good team. You can hang with us. Let's just throw.
Yeah. Raging Potato jumping forward. They're going to try and blow up Yapzor. That is a target you can certainly burst down.
That's like
mid-one target. Mid-one, he's hard, but Yapzor, that's easy.
And he's got a BKB mid-one. I love when your cores still go BKB when you've got an Omni Knight. I feel like it's the worst thing in the world when you purely rely on your Omni to save you in those situations. It makes it so hard because then he has like 4 different heroes he has to constantly save. Every BKB that comes out makes his life easier.
You're one of the biggest BKB enthusiasts that I know. You always say you have a lead secured with a BKB.
Yeah. what's the point of having 10k net worth if you don't have a BKB?
Yeah.
You get Hex once, you're 10k net worth.
It's gone. Just die. Just like that. Though, how much gold was YapzOr worth? I remember saying this was a 7,000 net worth lead. Now it's only 5k.
He was worth a lot. Their A is worth 2,800, and Ninja Boogie's like most expensive item is his Quelling Blade. Life's been hard for him. That's his luxury item right now.
Raging Potato's done a good job keeping pace with YapzOr. In fact, we're pretty much core for core until it comes to the difference between our Death Prophet and mid one's Tiny.
And mid one still unblemished, 5-0 and 6.
Is Tyler going to let that win?
He's no fool.
How do you push into that?
You don't. You, if I'm straight up honest, you don't.
Top tower. Dire's middle tower.
Mineski. It seems to be their turn to...
Radiant
Still got it.
The crowd like that.
Oh yeah. I mean, an attack, a projectile like Death Prophet's, it's not fast. It does that little swirly animation as it makes its way
We're getting a
target.
team here.
AP, he's gonna be slowed down. Fire Blast onto the void, trying to slow down the damage. There goes the Heaven of Grace. Ninja Boogie's already dead from mid one. He managed to get the initiation onto him at the team time they were going on KP. So that's 2 dead already, but mid one, they're actually gonna go for this one, threatening the Chronosphere. New Mansion's outside of his Guardian Angel will protect him against this exorcism, and the lockdown on Nico Baby. They're gonna try and focus on Moon while they have Nico Baby just naturally die out. The circle wards are there, the BKB. They've almost finished smooth. The volley almost does it, but Death Prophet managed to survive off the Scepter. So instead, they're going for the Wraith King, who's had to have help. They're trying to play around these swords as best as possible. Blink's healing, going on a YapzOr. Spirit's up and healing up. He managed to actually heal through all of that one, but Niche has now locked him down. A ton of damage on Nisha. Quickly stopped by Zai, who gets on the purification. KB, who came back into this fight, may just exit it just as quickly as Silence goes out. On the 4 from Moon, they go back into this one. Can they finish him off? He's dead, but the follow-up there comes out from the volley to be able to finish up Nico Baby. Moon, blast down Puppy.
They want
jump
team
forward. They're going to be able to get the Omni Knife. That's going to be a wipe. This time, Secret. They challenge Mineski. They say, we think we're stronger than you. Let's put it to the test, but the buybacks, that's what makes the difference. Mineski used 3 different buybacks, but it wins them the fight, and it just might win them Roshan.
They Rosh. If they could Rosh, this would make it worth it. If they can't, then all you really did was make it so that the fight went even. And they're going to ping in a Roshan. They know it's up. I mean, it's not very quick, though, without the Wraith King. And Moon doesn't have Ags.
True, but Secret's not buying back right now.
I think they also agree. They're like, we don't think we can do Roshan either.
Oh, it's getting close. They almost have the Aghanim Scepter on Moon, too. That certainly would have helped. Solar Crest is pulling in its weight here.
Yeah, this took forever, but Puppy, does he have a TP? No, he's not going to TP.
Yeah. They're
And
just
it
giving
took
it
a
up.
while, but this is a big Roshan.
Yeah.
Now the gold lead's set to 4K.
Yes.
Moon can comfortably buy Ags without having to worry about having buyback or not.
The Axe also means the Aegis is more effective on Death Prophet than it was in the past. In the past, you weren't a good Aegis hero because you were just an Exorcism buff. That's all you were. But now Aghanim Scepter adds a lot of damage to this Death Prophet when she does have her ultimate on cooldown.
That was such a go for it maneuver, by the way.
Yeah.
If it goes poorly, Mineski lose the game right there.
Yep.
When they all bought back, and I thought it was going to go disastrously for them when they ran in 1 by 1.
Oh, yeah.
That's looking a little bit
Dude,
dicey.
Moon TPing in and getting the 4-man silence. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh,
That's a cool silence, but what are you going to do with it?
runs after the Tiny, but wasn't able to find anything. I think he was just trying to get him out of that area. Because mid one, of course, still has the BKB, and they still have to be cautious on the side of Mineski.
Yeah.
They used a lot of buybacks for that. In fact, they have only 1 up, and it's on Ninja Boogie, and that's because his net worth is so low that as long as the timer isn't up, he'll have it. AC completed by Nisha. They immediately go for the smoke. They might run into the Wraith King here. They've got to be careful.
They're going to dodge the Wraith King. They're going to go for anybody else. If they can actually intercept Mineski here, in which they go... Oh! Raging Potato blinks away. They're still going to be able to catch Ninja Boogie. Volley will be able to get it. They don't have to use the Chronosphere here. 2-man silent, but immediately that's going to be cleansed off by Zai. Jump into the air. Yule's Scepter.
They want to get out. The numbers disadvantage, I think, is a little bit too rough for them.
Yeah. I mean, without the ancient apparition, like, how do you deal with this Omni Knight? I just don't think you can.
Yes, and that's why, you live by the 5AA, you die by the 5AA.
That's
he's so
true.
easy to kill, but he's so important for the rest of your team.
Victor Boogie, he came in big time for them in game 1 with his Witch Doctor. He's going to need better positioning.
And they really don't want to give up this tower.
They do not, but they just might have to. You're 5 seconds up for the ancient apparition.
Just cannot get multiple hero chronoed, which is easier said than done. Nisha's got the advantage in positioning, but they're going to back out.
They're actually going to go for it here. You'll have to catch the Omni Knight. Follow-up silence, Rain Fire Blast, and a Hex both being used. Force staff there for staff.
And the volley from the high ground, this is going to split their fight in half, plus the ET Spirit. They wanted to threaten for that. It looked like a good timing for them, but Secret, they positioned themselves very well, and they've got a DD on their faces Void. This is going to force them into a fight, regardless of whether or not Moon has the Aegis.
With the double damage and the Ice Bolt is used. Oh, they're going to use the Ult Scepter, dispelling off that double damage. The Ice Blast about to come back up, but first Nisha and mid one try and find their opening. Raging Potato again with a fast blink dagger away. Now Secret have overextended themselves. They're going to try and catch Yapzor. Puppy managing to stop it. It's mid one who's going to get caught. Extra they do up the Ice Blast. Purification goes out. BKB and the Guardian Angel. 5-5 damage. They can't bring the mid one anymore. Puppy throws out the Earth Splitter with Chronosphere as well. It's not going to be able to hit. Can they bring down Moon? It's going to be a close call, but he does fall. Now they're going to turn back into Nico Baby. Never mind, Raging Potato's a better target, but because of the Ages, they need to be able to get out. But he's been caught in the shackles. Raging Potato, they have the Heavenly Grace. They're going to be able to save these. The Force Staff's away. The Force Staff's again coming clutch for Team Secret. Mid one, inside the pit. He's ready to go back in, but he has to blink out. Raging Potato jumps forward. AP, he's going to be able to get the initiation on mid one side. He's trying to make his way to be able to bail out mid one. The Ice Blast comes to him though. They bring down mid one. He's dead. They look for more. Sai and Yapzor running him down. Hex on one. Ray Fire Blast quite soon on the other. They can actually get him double Solar Crest as well. That means that damage from Nico Baby. He's about to bring down the Omni Knight of Sai.
He's still going for it.
Stop it.
And they're right in front of the base right now. That gold lead has been completely evaporated. Mineski have in fact wrested it away from Secret. They will not roll over.
What is happening right now? Moon silence the mid one, so we can't actually get the volley off. I can't believe they're going for this tier 3 without the X's, and the buyback goes in their retreat.
And that's 2 core buybacks that you forced out. They weren't able to get any kills. This was a defensive buyback. Mineski, they're actually up 1K on Secret. The fights last so long, and it got so split. You saw Secret, they were on the low ground. It felt like they were going to be just fine. They were force-staffing each other one by one, and then they overstayed their welcome.
Yeah.
If they all just started retreating at that point, they would have been fine.
Yeah.
But what they did was they looked for the fight after.
Because of the exorcism used, they think Chronosphere on Moon. We can go ahead, burst him down. Second life, he won't have the exorcism, but Mineski still proved to be too strong. And now, the win probability is in their favor as well, the network.
I can't even believe this game. It feels like a departure from our previous two, but what a fun one is. I mean, it feels like these two teams just bring out the best in each other.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
willing to fight nonstop. The team fights are what determine it all. You get into these crazy 5-on-5 situations that seem to last forever.
This AC, dude, these Wraith Kings, man, once they have the Midas and Radiance, items just start flowing in everywhere, and he's actually going to go for Nullifier next.
Yeah, both teams have all their ultis up. Secret, they're looking for the angle right now. Nisha, been heavily graced. He's trying to set...
They want to make sure if he does get stunned, that status resistance will let him get off his BKB.
And Moon nearly has the Aeon Disc. He's sending the courier back. This would be a massive pickup for him. If they can't just burst him through the Chronosphere, you see how tanky he can potentially be. And his ability to come back into the fight after the Yule Scepter is so good.
Crystallis up, mid one, that's a lot of damage now. The Echo Saber, that provides the disable, the slowdown to keep them in the volley, but it's really the Daedalus, or in this case, the Crystallis buildup, that's going to deliver that sort of game-ending Chronosphere into volley combo.
Could have to be so careful now.
Dude,
they use the
they
2
really
core
do.
buybacks. if either of those heroes die at this point.
Oh, look at this. A sneaky little play. Raging Potato trying to finish out that tier 3. Not good enough, though.
Very nearly does. And this Roshan fight cap is going to mean everything to both sides. If Secret decide to take the fight, it'll be without the buyback on the Tiny
They're going to go for it
or
here.
the Omni Knight cap. It'll be 2 core buybacks that they don't have.
Team Secret. Will it be hubris? Will they get caught in this mid lane? A lot of them are behind Yapster, but not everybody. First defensive force now. You could see Mineski not going to take the bait here.
They're being patient right now. They don't want to overextend themselves.
They've also just picked up the Aeon Disc, but the Death Prophet just showed himself on that ward. Secret should know about that saving grace.
Yeah, that's a big item pickup for both teams. Now you can't just blindly Chrono Moon and hope for the best. You have to position it correctly. As we wait with bated breath, Roshan about to spawn, and that's going to mean a mad dash for both teams. And neither of them have buybacks, but it's Mineski limited by
They actually had a warning. They're going to be able to see that Blink Dagger in. Raging Potato, defensive force, half a wipe and a volley. Finish them off. Raging Potato down. BKB used by mid one and Mineski. Everybody out.
Roshan, 20 seconds until he heats up. What team's going to go for it?
A fast Roshan like this with 90 seconds for Raging Potato.
Ice Frog just
go
wants
for
it. He, just 10 more years of Mineski versus Secret. What gives the most dramatic situation? It's that 20-second timer on the Roche.
And if they get it, there are going to be so many items coming in for Team Secret. Like the Lotus Orb for Zai, that's going to be crucial because the whole Blink Dagger Death Prophet play is then canceled.
And there's a nullifier on Wraith King.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is going to be an explosive team fight.
Dude, he's going for the Orchid. He's going for the Son of Doom. Shout out to OD Pixel for that one.
I hope you're watching.
But all of that, right? All of that can go away off of a Lotus Orb or Heavenly Grace coming out from that Omni Net. They have to hunt Zai down. This really is a game about hunting Zai.
I will say his build, not going for Greaves, has hurt him so much. Because he doesn't have the ability to remove that silence easily. Now they're going for it. They're going for it.
Ice Blast in the pit. Moon showing himself at bottom lane. Dude, is Mineski actually going to fight around this?
This is going to go
really quick. Being in, can they get in there? Nico Baby gets vision off of his neutral. They're trying to go for Nietzsche. He's already popped the beat. He's close here to be able to pick up the Agents of Cheese. He's got that. Now he's going to be able to jump over to the side, trying to go for Moon as fast as possible. Now time lock out.
Spider ready to go first
That might be the Agents as well. Look at Midwine. He's taking back to the shrine right now. He's trying to stay in the fight. Zai's gone. Get out of the river, but Zai's gone.
He doesn't have buyback, and Nico Baby, he's blinked forward if he can get any more. But 104 seconds now for Zai. 2 minutes on his buyback. They've got the numbers advantage.
Aegis and Cheese, but for what? No Omni Knight, no Chronosphere,
and a DD rune.
Oh,
how fortuitous for Mineski.
Ice Frog intervenes once again. He said, look, I gave Nisha a double damage rune. He didn't get to you're going to have the same opportunity.
And what can they do with it? They don't have the Exorcism, but they do have the Serpent Wards. They're right in front of your base, Secret. You don't have Chronosphere.
Wards out. Trying to stall right now. That's all Secret is looking to do.
They have Aegis, but it feels so useless when you don't have Chronosphere.
Yeah, what can a boy do without his ultimate?
And that's going to be Rax.
That is definitely going to be Rax. Can Mineski do more? Or are they going for the tier 2 mid? Yeah.
No, just calm down.
Yeah.
Gather yourself.
Are you talking to me or Mineski right now? Both? But I'm about to mind where this game
I can't handle it.
Mineski. 2 siege wagons. Bunch of the boys. And a tier 2 falls. Let's see some shrine.
They are going to get so much gold because of that fight.
Yeah.
They're going to grab the shrine here. The shrine, once Roshan's out of the equation, the other shrine doesn't matter as much.
Yeah.
This shrine controls triangle. It makes it really hard for you to get outside of the farm. And it just forces Secret to sort of hole up.
25% backtrack.
Oh!
Nisha went for it.
Oh, he's gone for it. All right. Let's do it. Let's see what it does.
What if you backtrack a crit? It's the same situation here with the Wraith King.
Maybe he just feels like the
man.
All right. You know why? I think it's because he thinks that his Chronosphere isn't very good against the Wraith King or the
Yeah.
Death Prophet at this point.
Yeah.
I think he's made the executive decision. I can't deal with these two heroes. The better talent to dealing with these two heroes is the backtrack talent.
Yeah.
And Zai needs the Lotus Orb. He's been waiting for it for so long, but the problem is his buyback's about to come back up, but he won't have gold for it. So he's put into this weird position where he can't teamfight without an ability to get rid of the silence, which is I feel like he needed Greaves in this game so badly.
Yeah.
It's, of course, in hindsight,
Yeah.
you want to get phase boots for the laning phase, but it feels so rough to fight without it.
I mean, is Zai gonna have a buyback? I think you might buy out the Lotus Orb.
Maybe if you think you're invincible. I mean, he definitely is. He's waiting around the area
Yeah.
for a reason.
I think that's the only way to solve some of the team fight issues. Oh, Jesus. That's a lot of gold. That's a Hannah Midas multicast, Brock.
And he's got the 40 strength.
The 40 strength.
Boy's a
Hey,
beast.
to attacking a third hero that Chronosphere is just not going to do shit against. KP right now is walking around with 3,600 HP, 1 billion armor. I think that's what that adds up to.
I can't believe we're in this position right now. We're Secret 8K down. Cap, they were most people's favorites. Mineski, bottom 2.
Yeah.
They're about to join Infamous potentially in the top 8. Liquid Dota, where are you at? You had these two teams as your bottom 2.
And look at that.
But the team fight is all that matters. Yaps are
They're going to be Horror Telekinesis on the KP. The first initiation of the Shivas to Chronosphere. It only catches the back line. He didn't actually lock down Moon. He will be able to finish off Raging Potato, who doesn't have that buyback. KP's almost dead, but look at that. Trapped inside the trees. Angel Bailey goes outside. He's being hunted right now. The Ice Blast takes him out. Nisha looking to be able to finish off KP, but he's so tanky. The Ogre's gonna mid one, pummeling them with volley. Trying to finish off Mayo, maybe as best as possible, but Moon, he's getting good access to some damage. A Fade Bolt to be able to finish off the Ogre. He does have buyback. Mid one, he also dies as well. Moon's able to chase him down into the high ground. Nisha, man, fighting against Angel. He gets 1. Can he get 2? He gets 3, but no. He's gonna die here. He does have the Aegis on his second life though. Nico Baby and KP sit on top of him. They need to be able to chase him down. Ray Fire Blast 1, Fire Blast 2, Ice Blast in, that's not gonna hit.
the tree volley over the top.
They're gonna be able to turn. They're gonna go. Stolen by Answer.
1 second for the blink on Nico, baby.
And the way,
to get
the
it.
Avalanche doesn't hit him now, but it's KP's turn.
And this is KP's playback.
They have the silence though. Like the other Yule Scepter being countered by the Lotus Orb. Shiva's out. 3 versus 4. Nico Baby. Again, second. Oh, the Nullfire trying to finish off the pieces void. But again, the force down is going to be good enough.
Who's in the middle of everything?
Nisha has the BKB though. They running out of physical damage. Nico Baby trying to go for mid one instead. But no, he's been chipped down. He's dead.
He doesn't have buyback. He was 1 second away from the Yules.
Nico Baby, he'll be able to at least get puppy, but the rest is Secret. They're not tanky enough. They can't actually go for the second life of the Wraith King.
But 1 second and Zai out to be alive. Secret in a great position now. No buyback for 106 seconds. 74 seconds on the deck for the Ogre. They've got to make something of this. What a turnaround for them as they barely hold in that fight. If that Death Prophet gets Yules off, they're going to win that fight. And she was 1 second away from it. The target fire precision on Secret. 1K gold lead now for Mineski. Oh my heart.
Oh, they're going to try and execute the Faceless Void. They know they are at a disadvantage, but again, the floor stats. Oh, he's coming. With an Earth Splitter. That's 4 dead. Make it 5. The reincarnation. 1 versus 5. Oh, baby, Nico, baby. You got to get back to the fountain, and you've got to stall Secret, because once again, they're going for your throne. Tell Nisha pull back, mid one, toss him over to Nisha.
And he's just trying to waste time right now in Secret. And they're obliging right now. They're walking away from the tower. They don't have Glyph though. And this is going to be a hard hold. There's no buyback. He's going to have to do this 1v5.
They did it before, 2 versus 5. 10 seconds up for KP, Nullfire on a puppy. Looking to try and execute the captain of Team Secret. Can't finish him off. He's still trying to go for it. Secret
ignoring him.
Dancing around. Nico Baby does have the reincarnation, so he's man fighting here. He even wants to die. He needs the AoE Rain Fire Blast. That's why Secret aren't finishing him out. The Guardian Angel goes for the throw. It's exposed.